On the internet and on YouTube, you have men who create channels talking about women. They think they know women better and they talk a whole bunch of nonsense. They do more harm than good, and they tell you to treat women in a way women don't want to be treated, and in a way where you will never get any success because they have never gotten any success. They spend their time doing this because they have lost hope. They talk about women's looks, self-esteem, and how they are in relationships because they never actually got the woman that they wanted. They see themselves as failures because things in their life haven't gone the way they wanted, and they think since they can't get what they want, they're going to try to spoil it for other people. They don't look to better themselves. They don't discuss much manhood-related topics, but they do have a lot of topics on women. They put a whole bunch of negative stereotypes on women, not because they're entirely true. They just have a disdain for women, and they use women as a scapegoat for the issues that they're having. They're not doing anything to benefit women. They just want women to come down as a doormat. They make everything to benefit themselves. Then you have these very male-identified women who come in these spaces and occupy these spaces. These women aren't doctors or lawyers or anything like that. They pick and poke at women and blame everything on women, even though they are women. And it's not because everything is women's fault, but just because they believe that to be the case and they want that to be the case. They view men as more competent and credible. There's not any data that supports that. Actually, there's data that's not in favor of that. I mean, for every one woman doing something wrong, let's say, there's at least going to be one man, and usually statistically it's over that amount. So, I mean, the gender equation doesn't really come into this. If you're going to attack women, why aren't you attacking men? If you're going to coddle men, why aren't you coddling women? That's the line of thought I go to. I mean, I think we just need to realize that there's different levels to this sort of thing. They attack women and they make it seem like they're trying to help women, but really what they're trying to do is enhance their own state of being. If they really wanted to help, they would literally just stay out of other people's business. Or they would give their opinions constructively, not in a way where they're attacking or demeaning someone. Who are you exactly, and why do you think you have the right to tell people how to live? Why do you think you're some sort of authoritarian? Like, we all come from different backgrounds and different walks of life. We all have different beliefs and tastes and point of view. It's not up to a woman to give another woman her stamp of approval. You can ask different men. Men vary in what they like and want in women, and women vary in what they like and want in men. So there's no reason for everyone to try to appeal to a certain kind of man when you only need one. They have these ideas about how women should act and behave in relationships and how women are doing such and such wrong in relationships, society, and family. And they talk about what is the correct thing for women to do, like women are some kind of animal or something like that. I'm like, why do you animalize human beings? You know we live in a civilized country and it's a free country. You know animals live in cages, right? Don't you like freedom? When it comes to women, they hold them more accountable and they shame them more. They don't view the behavior of women as based on anything except for their own choices. But for men, they tend to overlook or give more reasoning for their behavior when there's a good explanation or root for behavior for both men and women. And you can see this done in various ways, like in relationships or personal life decisions, where they only focus on the woman and what they deem women have done wrong, when men do the same kind of behavior. With women, there is a different standard. Men have written religion and tradition and all we abide by till this day, but they don't give birth to children, and I feel like they are threatened by that, and I think they feel inferior. In culture and religion, they always belittle women and put them as property or beneath men. And you can see how this affects women in different ways in the world. And I feel like these male-identified women uphold these kind of sentiments due to internalized misogyny. So the thing is with them is that they attack other women in an attempt to look better in the eyes of men. They don't have a self-esteem, so they use male validation to mask the fact that they feel insignificant. That's what women do who are insecure with themselves. That's not how someone behaves when you're happy with what you have. The only reason someone would behave this way is because they find other women to be a threat, and they want others to feel that that person is inferior and less than them, so men can see that woman as having more value than the one she's degrading. Take away this behavior and what they are is someone who feels like they're wasting space. So you see how they value women and you see how they value men. Since they devalue women, they don't see themselves as having any value unless a man puts value to them. There's an emptiness, that's why they seek to attack other women, but really the one with the problem is the person that doesn't value themselves and looks to other people to put value to them. It's like, why are you so obsessed with other women? Their dating strategies, how they are in relationships, what's bad about them, what they do poorly. Why do you care what quality of a woman someone is? Like, it's her business and her life. It's not an open relationship. It kind of seems like you wish that it was. It kind of seems like this is some kind of opportunity for you to get into a relationship or something. What your problem is you have personal issues with yourself. You feel like you have character flaws. You feel less attractive than other women in some way. So you're focusing on what other women do poorly so that other people don't focus on what's wrong with you. Why do you think that something is so wrong with you that you need to point out all the wrong things another woman is doing? Yeah, you're basically someone who feels like they can't compete with other women. So you put down other women so you can feel like you have a better option than other women and you can be the only option for a man. Women should have their own value whether or not a man feels a certain way towards her. So yeah, they need some therapy, some self-love, some self-improvement. It's a dysfunctional mindset that's steeped in anxiety. It's not healthy for society, for women or children. When women pedestalize men, they devalue themselves, especially since women are made out as a commodity. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, say you have a car dealership and you have the buyer decide the value of the car he wants to drive off the lot. Of course, there's going to be individuals who devalue them and make out flaws and try to take advantage and try to get a better deal. Men set the scene for women, whether you agree with it or not, it's just how it is. If women aren't prioritizing men, then I think that maybe try to figure out how to make yourself more important in women's lives. Women's discomfort is one of the things that drives society. Society doesn't thrive off of women just going with the flow and having no standards.